Hello world and welcome to the 4th episode of the Dispositions of Petty Pinky Smiffa, and I'm your host, Petty Pinky Smiffa. When in doubt, you guys get that pinky out, you know what I'm talking about? Now, if my words are a little slurred, that is because this episode is not brought to us by Hard Mountain Dew, but I am enjoying me a Hard Mountain Dew because I needed a little bit of that chemical that they call fuck it in my system just to make it through this episode, and that is also why this episode has been a little delayed because I really didn't know how to go into it, and I've been trying to work on this episode for probably about 3 or 4 days, and I just didn't know how to really go into it because apparently I might have offended somebody because I be seeing the sneak dissing. You know what I'm saying? People ain't gonna at me, but I be seeing the sneak dissing. And in one of my videos, the last video, I had said that whenever I transferred to Hendersonville from McGavick, that most of the black people in Hendersonville were whiter than I was. And I didn't mean to offend anybody if I did. And I really just overthink everything in life. Like, I really wish my brain just had an off button, you know, because I'll go to bed and that's it. I'll just go to bed because I'm not going to sleep, you know, because I'm thinking about everything in life for at least something pop in my head. Oh, I'm thinking about it at least for 2 hours, you know. I mean, why is the sky blue? You know, I could ponder on that all day. So I wanted to talk about my transition from McGavick, which is a school in Nashville, to a school called Hendersonville High School in a small but fast-growing town called Hendersonville. And also, I had went to school with Taylor Swift at my time in Hendersonville. But the change and transition from those schools was crazy. It's definitely the biggest change I've ever had to go through in my life. And like I said in my last video at McGavick, I was a minority. You know what I'm saying? And then I go to Hendersonville High School. I'm thinking the school is segregated, and that's no lie. I'm going to post a picture from either my first or my second year at Hendersonville High School. It should be posted right now. I just got to edit it in there because I'm doing everything by myself at this point. Also, I am working on getting a microphone and just better equipment in general. Oh, which reminds me. Hold on, I'm turning on this light. I got to turn on this light. Hold on. No, that's not the light. That's the heater. Hold on. Oh, there it is. All right. The lighting should be better now. But in this picture I'm displaying kind of resembles one of those books, Where's Waldo, or an I Spy book, because at first you're like, where's Justin? But you see me right over there in that corner, and I don't know what people want me to say. I thought about trying to go through this video and just be like, because like I said, I don't want to offend anybody. And it is kind of ignorant on my part to say that the black people were acting whiter than me, because at the same time, I don't want to be called a wigger for just being, you know, myself. But, so that is ignorant on my part. And I should say the black people were just more proper than the ones I went to school with at McGavick. And, but it's like, what am I supposed to say? I went to a school with a bunch of savages to a school with a bunch of Carltons, you know? And that picture from whenever I was my first or second year at Hendersonville, that's how it was. I didn't know how to make I didn't have nothing in common with the white people, you know? Because back then, it really wasn't cool to listen to rap music, you know? Back then, rap was still becoming it still wasn't as big as it is now, whereas now everybody listens to rap music. I can't help that I just liked music that y'all didn't like back then, you know? Y'all want to listen to damn Jason Aldean and I don't know, John Mayer, I guess. I don't know what y'all white people be listening to. I know I'm white, but it's like, I didn't even ask to be white, you know? I wish we were all yellow like The Simpsons. That way race is just another way to divide us, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't ask to be this color when I came out the womb, you know? I just came out and I was like, oh, I'm here on Earth, they call this. If it would have been up to me, if I could have chose any color that I wanted to be whenever I came out the womb, I would have chose either green or purple because those are my favorite colors. I got called a wigger my first 2 years at Hendersonville because, you know, I come in with tall tees and everything. And like I said, most black people really weren't even dressing like that, except for the ones that I was hanging around with. And those were pretty much my only friends for the first 2 years, or maybe first year and a half. Because once I started smoking marijuana, I became friends with everybody. Marijuana is a great gateway drug to meet people. Not a great gateway drug to do other drugs. You just do that by choice. And because, man, high school was a good time. That thing biting. That's biting. But did you see that pinky extension? Y'all, I am on one today. And, but whenever I went to McGavick High School, I would go in the bathroom. Like I said, you really don't want to go into the bathrooms by yourself at McGavick. It's just, it's like going to O Block in Chicago by yourself. You just don't really want to do it. And, there would be students in the bathrooms just smoking weed and everything. The teachers would come in there and they would be scared of the students, so they would never say anything. People be in there gambling. Bro, that school was wild back then. And no dress code yet. Now they have a dress code, but man, and we had, how many classes? I think we had 7 classes. Think about that. 7, I know at least 6, but I went from having 6 or 7 classes a day to when I went to Hendersonville, I only had 4 classes a day. It was called block scheduling. I didn't like that because the classes were long. I think the classes there were about an hour and a half, and the classes at McGavick were only 50 minutes. The grade point scale at Hendersonville was a whole lot better. It would go from 90. It was a 10-point scale, and it was like 70 to 80 was a C. 80 to a 90 was a B, 90 to 100 was an A, and then I think 66 to a 69 or something like that was a D, and anything below was an F. And I'm glad it was like that because I probably wouldn't have graduated, to be honest. And also at Hendersonville, it was a whole lot of a smaller school, but we had more time to get to class, which didn't make sense because I would go to McGavick. This school had, I think, 2 gyms, and I know it had 4 offices and 2 cafeterias. Hendersonville was a whole lot smaller, but we had 10 minutes to get to class at Hendersonville, whereas in McGavick, we only had 7 minutes. And man, I think the hallways even had street names on them. That's how big the school was, and I was late to all my classes. But even just the cultures in Nashville and Hendersonville alone were different before even coming to schools out here, because I would have to come to my dad's every other weekend, and my friends in Nashville were a whole lot different than my friends in Hendersonville. Me and my friends in Nashville would always just clown and roast on each other and everything like that. But if you try to roast on somebody in Hendersonville, they just take it so offensive. You can't joke with people like that out here. But also, man, my mom and dad were just complete, my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family are, okay, it's pretty much like Democrats and then Republicans. Like my mom's side was Democrats and then my dad's side was Republicans. And, I don't really follow politics that much. I could care less because, look who they've given us lately. Joe Biden and Donald Trump. No thank you on either one of them. So, I just really don't vote. But, growing up with my mom, we were very middle class, we were getting paper food stamps and WIC, you know what I'm saying? And when I come to my dad's, it's not just baller shit, you know what I'm saying? We're not driving Maybachs and Bentleys, but it's a little bit more upscale whenever I would come to my dad's. I'll tell you one time, my mom, she had this, what car was it? She had a white Cavalier, and she was just tired of, I can't believe I'm about to say this. And one time we had this car, it was a white Chevrolet Cavalier. And it was me, my mom, my sister, and my nanny. That's who was all in the household.
And we had two cars. We had my mom's car and we had my nanny's car. And I actually think the Cavalier was my nanny's car at the time. And my mom and nanny always took care of the bills together. And I remember they were just so tired of paying the car note and the insurance for that Cavalier that they were like, man, we got to do something. And they had my mom had a friend up at O'Reilly Auto Parts that she worked with at the time. And her friend told her, he said, if y'all ever need a favor or anything, just let me know and I got you. And my mom went up to him and she just asked for a favor. And so what my mom did is she got the guy that she worked with at O'Reilly Auto Parts. She got, I think, two of his friends. And we left the keys in the car. And in the middle of the night, the guys came and they got the car and they took it to a chop shop. We ain't asked no more questions. Just that morning when we woke up, my mom called 12, the police, made the police report. And don't you know, insurance covered that car? We just told them it got stolen. And now, like, my mom and my nanny are both in heaven, rest their souls. But I'm just saying, and I'm not just saying, but I am just saying, if you're tired of paying a car note, you better, I don't know, but you can replay this story and you can figure something out for yourself.
But yeah, my mom was petty, man. Like, I think that's where I get my name from, Petty Pinky Smiffa. When and now you guys did that pinky out. But man, and also one time, my mom had got into it with my uncle's girlfriend at the time. And my mom went over to her house. And she drug her about the house and she beat her ass in her front yard. My mom had even parked like 2 blocks away from my uncle's house. And after my mom beat her ass, she had to jump like 2 fences to get back to her car. Oh my God. And my dad is crazy too. I remember my first year at Henderson. Bella, what are you doing? Come on, Bella. Come on. But it was probably my first month at Hendersonville High School, and like I said, I got called a wigger my first year or 2 probably, and but these people didn't like me or something, and apparently whenever I was going to go to the movies that Friday, they were going to jump me, and I told my dad about this, and my dad was like, okay, well, we'll go pick up Quan and Day Day, and then Tim Chambers, of course. It was about 5 of us in this in a Mustang, and so on Friday, my dad took us up to the movies, and we went looking for this kid. His name was Josh McDonald, and we went looking for him, and we couldn't find him. And then come to find out, I got a phone call saying meet me up at the Circle K, the gas station. So my dad drove us up there to the gas station, like I said, about 5 of us deep in the fucking, I think Tim was even sitting on somebody's lap. Man, we was in that bitch deep. And we get up to the Circle K, and don't you know this fool mama pull up with her boyfriend, and my dad always kept some damn pepper spray on him. And I remember she pulled up, and they said that they were in a black Tahoe. Dude wasn't even with them. Anyway, so we pulled up and everything, and what the fuck? Oh, my dad got out the car with the damn pepper spray, and he said, I'm about to spray this bitch. And she got out of the car, she said, you and your son need to leave my little boy alone. And my dad was like, what are you talking about? They were going to jump Justin up at the movies this Friday. And then she said, no, Josh is at home playing PlayStation. So come to find out, he was at home playing PlayStation. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm kind of tipsy. Man, real quick, what's going on with these damn self-checkouts, y'all? Okay, self-checkouts are cool. And they're supposed to be quick, fast, and efficient and everything like that. But, y'all, when it's 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and then I'm trying to go through the self-checkout, and you got Mary Sue going slower than molasses with 150 items. She got her whole groceries for the whole month. And she got to bag them too. We can't get no bag boy or nothing. We can't get no help. We got to do the whole job. And then you go to Walmart, they harass you for the receipt. So you want me to come in here, shop after I just got off of work. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be a Karen. I'm just trying to be a Justin. But I'm saying, you go into these grocery stores, you go into these businesses, you go into a fast food restaurant. Fast food ain't even fast no more. It should just be called food. You know what I mean? Because, Jesus, you go in there, you place your order on the kiosk. First off, you go in there, and I'm not saying everybody. There's some places you walk in, they're like, hey, how you doing? Can we take your order? Not too many places anymore, because they got that damn kiosk in there, and you go in there, you place your order, you done did somebody's job, and then you sit there, you wait for damn 15, 20 minutes. Like I said, ain't no fast food fast no more. And also, when you walk into these places, they look at you like you crazy as hell. Like you ain't supposed to be there. I'm sorry, I'm hungry. Can I get some food, Janice? Jesus. Golly. Now, you go to these sit-down restaurants, they're still pretty friendly. And shout out to all the waitresses and the waiters and everybody, because y'all do a tremendous job. Unless you work at Cracker Barrel. What's going on with that speed of service and food quality over there? Golly. Man, it's supposed to be old country cooking. Man, that is jail food almost nowadays. Man, don't go to jail. Okay, I'm gonna tell. I told this story on my old YouTube channel, but this story is called the Creamy Jalapeno. Don't go to jail. Okay, I'm about to end this episode because I didn't even know where I was going. Like I said, I just wanted to talk about my transition from McGavitt to Hendersonville, and I don't know if I really even did that too well. But anyways, the story is called the Creamy Jalapeno. And in jail, you have a cellmate, so there's not too much alone time, you know. And after a while, you got some pressure built up, you know, and you got to release it somehow. So I had eaten some chili noodles earlier that evening. And in jail, you really just, and I would also, the way I would eat my chili noodles, I would mix them with the jalapeno Cheetos Doritos. The jalapeno Cheetos Doritos. And I would let it swell up and what you would call a spread or a dope in jail. And I would let it swell up and I'd eat it through the bag or whatever. Not through the bag, but I'd eat it in the bag. Anyways, I had chili sauce and Cheeto dust on my hands, and even if you wash your hands, it's still on there. So anyways, my cellie had med, which is medical that night, so he would go down there almost every other night or so, I can't remember, but he would go down there about 10 and he'd come back about 10:30. Well, and that alone time, sometimes, you know, I would relieve my pressure. And with this chili sauce on my hands, I went and pleasured myself. And man, it was burning sensation to say the least. Man, that thing was on fire, dude. I'll wait about 24. If you ever mess with any jalapeno type stuff or chili type or any spicy stuff that gets on your hands, shout out to all my fellas. Just wait a good day or two before you decide to give yourself the 5-knuckle shuffle. You know what I mean? And that's all I got to say about that. Wow. Oh, man. I am really getting personal on here, aren't I? Anyways, when in doubt, you got to stick that pinky out, y'all. Man. Wash your hands.